Make decisions that make sense for your body. All right, here we go. Rolling back down like we did in the very beginning. All right, we're going to keep our head down today. Pull your right knee into the chest. This is called the single leg stretch in Pilates. All right, when you pull your knee into your body, today I'll start on the left side so you can see. My left hand goes to my left ankle and my right hand goes to the top of the knee. This is done in this way so that way you can keep your leg parallel. So there's symmetry. The front of the knee should be parallel to the front of your left rib cage. You don't want the ankle outside of the body. You don't want it crossing the knee on the opposite side of the body. You want it right in the center, all right? Because later on when you curl your head and shoulders up, it will matter to help stabilize and keep you doing the exercise, all right? So all we're going to do is we're going to pull that knee in. We're going to stretch the opposite leg out in front of us, and then we'll switch, right? Your head and shoulders today stay on the ground. While they're there, the belly is not protruding out. The belly is closed and connected, all right? Here we go. Pull that left knee in, stretch the right leg out, and hug and switch. Hug and switch. Hug and switch. Hug and switch. When you extend the leg out, feel the back of your glutes turn on and reach through the toes. Switch. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more set, all right? Pull both knees in and take a rest, all right? So making sure the pelvis isn't going every which way. If you felt that went really well and you feel like you want a little bit more of a challenge and it's respectable to your body, you'll curl the head and shoulders up and repeat the exercise. Extend the left leg out in front of you. Elbows are gonna open and hug and switch. 1 and switch, and 2 and switch, and 3 and switch, and 4 and switch, and 5 and 6. Pulling that navel in and up. 3 more. 2 more. If your neck is bothering you, drop your head and release, all right? Perfect, all right? That's called the single leg stretch, all right? From here, we're gonna go do the double leg stretch. So single, double. So that must mean 2, right? So both knees are gonna come into the body. The beginning of the exercise, you're getting this beautiful stretch in the lower back. You're getting this massage in the kidneys. You're getting a nice little massage of the internal organs as well. You're going to curl the head and shoulders up, all right, if it's appropriate. Otherwise, we're staying down. Remember, we talked about keeping the exercise down. Advancing the exercise will be putting the head and shoulders up, all right? So a great way to begin is keeping your head down. You're going to stretch the arms and legs out together, squeezing the inner thighs. Exhale, pull the knees in. If you feel any pain in your back, a great place to begin would be here, squeezing the heels together and pulling the knees in. And squeezing the heels together and pulling the knees in, right? My knees are actually turned in a small little turned out position. See this? This is called the Pilates V position. Literally, the feet are in a V shape, all right? And you're just transferring that position, right, into the air. So lie onto your back. And if you find that you need to keep your knees closed because it's a little bit easier on your body, then you'll use the inner thighs. But today, what I'm doing and what I'm gonna give for this lesson is keeping the legs close to your body and squeezing the heels together. Knees are slightly apart. You're gonna stretch the legs out. You're gonna exhale and pull the knees back in. Inhale, reach the legs out with the arms and bring it back. And breathe and reach the legs. Exhale, bring it in. Make sure both legs are working evenly. Feel the back of the head press into the mat as you squeeze the glutes together as you extend the legs. 4 more. And hug. And 3 more. And hug. And 2 more. And hug. 1 more time. And lengthen. And hug. All right, rest. All right? So you had the opportunity to feel that one out. I hope it went well. And now for those of you who have done this a million times, well, let's go ahead and bring the head and shoulders up, all right? So curl the head and shoulders up, squeeze the knees into the body. If this is your first rodeo, lay your head down and repeat the same exercise. If you're feeling tired and you need to take a break, just take a rest. All right, here we go. We're gonna inhale, reach the arms and legs in front of us. Exhale, catch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, catch. And notice if your head and shoulder are lifting up too far. If your bra line is not connected to the floor, if there's any discomfort, just drop your head. That's simply, to me, this is actually a little easier with my head up. And 4 more. 3 more. And 2 more. 1 more time. Lengthen, Relax the head and shoulders. You should feel nice and warm. It's so wonderful to use the body, especially in a respectful way. All right, so from here, we're gonna bring our hands behind the head. All right, everybody knows this position really well. One of my biggest tips for hands behind the head is when your hands go up behind your head, try your best not to push on your head, pull on your neck. Do your best to treat your hands like they're a pillow, and your head's gonna basically be resting in the hand, okay? Make sure that when you go to put your hands behind your head, the majority of the movement is happening because your abdominals are connecting, all right? So here we go, lie on your back, hands behind the head, curl the head and shoulders up if it's appropriate for your body. I advise it for this one. We'll start with toe taps, all right? So it's very similar to what people call the bicycle, all right? The knee's just gonna come into the body, and then you're gonna switch. The knee's gonna come into the body, and the opposite knee comes in. So press off the floor of the mat, and then push to switch knees. Push and switch, all right? Push and switch, all right? This is sort of a preparation for what we call in Pilates the crisscross. And eventually what will happen is that bottom leg will extend, and then you'll basically be doing this, right? People often call it, in the regular exercise world, they call it bicycle. We call this bicycle in Pilates, all right? But just for clarity, we're gonna do the modified version. So pull your right knee into the body, twist toward that knee, exhale, tap the left toe to the floor, or whichever toe is close to the ground, you know, twist and tap, 5 reps. Twist and tap, twist and tap, twist and tap. This is a little complicated one. If it's too much for you, go back to the first exercise where you just pull the knee into the chest and do 10 more, 2 more. Good, and one more time to the right, one more time to the left. So that was the most, adventurous one for the day, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and repeat that, and I'll do 20 because I wanna show you what it's gonna advance into, okay? So we'll start with 10, we'll do the same repeating, pull the right knee in, twist toward the right knee. Notice how my elbow is lifting off the back of the mat. That's the goal, right? So twist, switch, looking back toward my elbow, opening my elbows. 5 more, 4 more for those that are doing the regular one or the modification. Good. If you want adventurous, go ahead and stretch the opposite leg out and do the full exercise, which is crisscross for 10, and switch, and 9, and switch, and 8, and switch, 7, switch, 6, switch, 5 more, and 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more. Should feel a nice burn. 1 to the right, 1 to the left, and take a nice deep breath, and exhale. Oh,